This show does incredibly well at making you think it's a kid's show, even during the shocking violence. It kind of feels like a creepypasta in that way, honestly. The art style and animation are the most obvious part of it, but it's also because everybody speaks with gibberish. So instead, to get ideas across, the writers wrote it in a way where, given the context of each situation, what the characters are trying to say with their gibberish is obvious and implied. You don't need to know any language to get the show, and similarly to shows like Pingu or Shaun the Sheep, anyone of any age can understand what's going on because of its reliance on visuals and said context. Jokes that don't deal with violence feel extremely in line with other kids shows. Happy Tree Friends strictly keeps it PG, and while I think on another level this is a flaw, it's a good way of continuing to subvert the expectations of an unknowing viewer before the violence happens, which is best done in episode 2-1 or episode 2 segment 1, episode 4-1, and episode 8-2. The orchestral tracks sound standard, the music is never startling, it's almost always playing, and it's always shifting speed or smoothly changing from track to track, which is also standard for kids shows like My Little Pony. Not to mention the musical specific shifts when events happen. While the show does have unnerving tracks like Chip Off the Old Block and especially This Is Your Knife, it still keeps the same safe, childish, almost wholesome vibe as all the others, which is what makes those tracks in particular feel so off. The music is one of the most consistent elements of the show, and it even stays this way when the characters are killed, though the music still does shift, change speeds, and distort to become darker depending on the situation, like in 4-1 where Lifty and Shifty trigger Flippy. An interesting subtle detail with the music is that for Flippy, it always has militaristic drums since he's a war vet. It's very clever since it signifies that Flippy's mentally still in whatever war he was in, but I'll get into that later. Overall, the show stays firmly planted into his aesthetic. Any parent would think that this is a show fit for young children, and the only way they'd realize it was messed up would be if they sat down and watched it with their kid.